Hey there, welcome to Tarot to a T. We're going to do a reading for March 2024 for fire signs. If you've been with me before, you'll know that I'm doing one element per week until my schedule allows me to do more in-depth readings, but I like the way this is working and I hope you agree. And if this is the first time, welcome. Glad to see you here. Would really appreciate if you could subscribe. It ensures that you will see me again for the weeks, months, and hopefully years to come. Okay? So our first column here is going to be for Aries. Second one here is for Leo. And finally on Sagittarius. And I did already meditate and deal the cards out, basically looking at a general reading. Can't forget the disclaimer. This is a general reading, but basically we're looking at the theme for March 2024 for your sign. A possible complication or obstacle, however you want to look at that, and also some cards of advice. And I will ask for clarifiers, so this isn't all that's going to come out. And there will be timestamps if you don't want to go through all the readings, because they just don't pertain to you. I get that. So let's go ahead and jump into Aries. So the overall theme for you, Aries, is the Ten of Diamonds. Very nice. And we have the Jack of Hearts as a complicating factor, or it doesn't have to be an obstacle. You know, it could be read either way. It could be a positive or a negative. In this sense, I'm looking at a very positive reading for you, Aries. Let me just feel this out for a second. Because this right here is about closing some kind of chapter. This is ending a major cycle. But the Ten of Diamonds is sweet, sweet, sweet on the side of prosperity and success. I don't know if you've reached some kind of financial goal that you've had for yourself. Maybe you finally have recognized that you've reached some kind of, I'm hearing I keep hearing pentacle of success. Like reaching the tip of that long, hard, arduous trek up the mountain to reach the pinnacle of that peak. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I keep getting the imagery of a peak of a mountain. Maybe that's the way it's felt to you. You could be dealing with a water sign, or this could be you, but I'll just throw it out there. The hearts are, again, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio energy. But this is somebody... If it's somebody outside of you, it's somebody younger than you, less experienced. Perhaps it's somebody that you see as being more emotional than you are. Or this could be you. Again, if this pertains to you, perhaps you're feeling vulnerable right now. Like you don't know exactly what you want to do next because there's a fresh, new energy with the Jack of Hearts. Like they don't carry any baggage around. Being open to what comes next. Yeah, I'm speaking to an Aries here who's reached some kind of success, prosperity, and you have your heart open perhaps to what comes next for you. Again, a little bit of an air of vulnerability doesn't mean that's a bad thing, though. Let's go ahead and ask for clarifiers for Aries. March 2024. Whoa, got two of them. So again, we have focus on Pentacles with the Three of Diamonds. We also have Hearts again, the Queen of Hearts. I'm not picking up, it's a water sign. I think this again is about you with the Queen of Hearts. And the Queen of Hearts is a little bit elevated from that Jack of Hearts in that it's more of that nurturing, caring energy. You could almost look at it as the mother figure. But in terms of how this relates to you, it could be about self-care. And there's some kind of decision here to be made around finances or abundance. Again, I feel like you've reached some kind of success or prosperity having to do with your material world, and perhaps you have decisions here about caring for your future, I'm hearing. Yeah, especially if it was a windfall. Didn't see that card come out necessarily, but in other words, caring about your future and the decisions you make could make a difference. How that future turns out. And it's very much about self-care, so I'm seeing that wrapped up with taking care of your needs in some way. Let's go ahead and ask for another card. Oh, I hope I don't lose power. My power keeps blinking. We have a storm going on. May happen. It may happen. I may have to start the video over. Ace of Hearts. Again, focus on emotions here, but this is a new start. Yeah, you're definitely reached some kind of peak, some kind of pinnacle. Literally a pinnacle, right? With the diamonds. It's very important that you do what truly satisfies you and, meets your heart desire. I feel like I'm picking up on Aries that, again, has this success, prosperity. It's changed everything for you. It's been a game changer. That's what I'm hearing. And going forward, you are on a new start. Perhaps it has given you emotional freedom. Yeah, maybe. But actually, financial freedom is what I meant to say. Like some kind of financial freedom that has opened up options for you to really focus on your own needs. Perhaps the first time in your life that you've been given that opportunity because you have financial freedom. There's certain benefits that come with financial freedom, unfortunately. Money isn't everything, but it does give us that freedom. Let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Look at that, another Ace of Clubs, and we have the Nine of Clubs. Nine of Clubs, again, is a completion. It's some kind of satisfactory achievement in some way. There's some outcome with the Nine of Clubs wrapped up with that you're really satisfied with. The Ace of Clubs focuses on, again, a new start, but perhaps learning a new skill, going in a new direction, expanding your knowledge in some way. So now that you're on the heels of this completion, the advice is saying expand yourself in some way through knowledge, through skill. Perhaps it's not necessarily work-related. It could be like something you've always wanted to do, like pursue a hobby of some sort. I'm just going to jump off the ledge. This isn't something I'm picking up, but I'm speaking in terms of like pursuing art, for example, or pursuing music. Perhaps you've always wanted to write a book. Perhaps you've always wanted to travel. It's that kind of thing. Actually, travel wouldn't fit in with a skill or knowledge, except maybe it's a particular type of travel where you have to do some research to figure out exactly how to make it all work, how to pull it together. But I'm seeing it more as I'm hearing the word utility, something to learn as a utility. Again, a skill or knowledge. Let's see if we can get any more cards of advice for Aries. Look at that. Nine of Diamonds, Ten of Diamonds. You're ending your reading with the Nine of Diamonds. Again, the completion, the financial satisfaction, achievement here wrapped up with the Nine of Diamonds. You definitely, I use the word completion. You've definitely achieved something as well. I mean, major achievements for you, Aries. I am very happy for you, actually. March is looking like a totally free month to pursue now what you truly desire, what truly speaks to your heart. I can't pick them up. I have no nails. Speaks to your heart, takes care of your needs in some way. And look, we had that Jack of Hearts. That's about being open, remember? It's about being open to what comes next with the new start. How nice is that? I wish I was an Aries. I don't think I have any Aries in my chart, to be honest. Okay. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I like the Aries reading for March. Okay. We're going to go ahead and look at Leo. What's Leo dealing with? Seven of Clubs and the King of Hearts. Wow. Let me feel this out for just a second. Because that Seven of Clubs, that's not such great energy, but the King of Hearts is nice. The Seven of Clubs is about feeling trapped in some way, confinement. You're feeling confined, tied down, obligated. There is a little bit of a desperation with the Seven of Clubs to get out of something, literally, like escaping like the prison. But the King of Hearts is about mastering your emotions in some way. You could be dealing with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or some kind of father figure, because the King of Hearts represents the loving, nurturing father figure who has that stern mastery and control at the same time. They have the ultimate power. But this could be you as well, achieving some kind of mastery. Kind of cryptic. I'm going to ask for more cards for Leo for March 2024. Six of Diamonds. Opportunities coming your way financially. Yeah. Opportunities and doors opening for you. Don't know how that ties in. That seems kind of random. If I may just be honest there. Feeling trapped. Mastery in the emotions, or dealing with some kind of father figure. And financial opportunity, definitely asking for clarifiers because I don't know what else I can say. Oh, well, that one just popped out. Some kind of work burden here. This is stress and worry around work. You could be having problems with a particular person, maybe butting heads with a supervisor. There's a relief here that is needing to happen. Stress relief in particular. Something's stressing you out about work. Something is not working about your work. Okay? Not to be funny, but that's kind of what it means. Something is not working for you that you need to get out of. Solve, resolve, not necessarily changing jobs, but maybe requesting another department. But what's interesting is now the Pentacles does kind of wrap up with your work. I'd say wrap up, but tied into your work, right? There's perhaps some money strains around how much you make. And there's opportunities coming your way. This is kind of interesting. This is almost like saying, hold on, you're going to have some relief around work. Like, okay, let me just back up. I'm not speaking real clearly tonight. I apologize. But I feel like there's stress, there's ongoing stress around work. Okay, that's a given. And you need to relieve that burden somehow. But you also have opportunities coming your way financially, and you also have some kind of strong mastery emotionally. It's like you're getting a handle perhaps on the stress, and the opportunities are forming, let's say. Perhaps they haven't materialized yet. That's how I'm interpreting the Six of Diamonds. Like those opportunities are coming up for you because the universe recognizes, or spirit recognizes, there is this stress that needs some relief. But perhaps in the past you were more emotionally, let's say, negatively tied up with the work situation, but you've gained some that's how I'm interpreting that. You've gained some mastery over that. And yeah, it would fit in with the Seven of Clubs of needing to get out of that situation. You see, this is about being trapped. Like you're trapped by the type of work you do, or just the circumstances of it in some way are not fulfilling to you. Perhaps even financially, because you do have that Six of Diamonds. It looks to me like something is slowly materializing and coming towards you. But you're still kind of stuck in the stress. You're just dealing with it better. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making a lot of sense with that. But I am going to go ahead and look at cards of advice for you, Leo, because I have to make these readings short, unfortunately. Five of Hearts. Yeah, there's some kind of change here. Some kind of change here that needs to happen. This is physical separation. There's some kind of physical separation. Okay, so I don't usually say this. You might need to leave your job. And perhaps that's when these opportunities really start to blossom. I'm hearing blossom. That's not a word I use every day. But they come to fruition. Blossoming and fruition. Fruition? Is that a word? But that is about indicating some kind of separation, some kind of physical change that needs to come about. Okay, so please give us more cards of advice so I can expand on Leo's reading. Make a little bit more sense out of it for me. There we go. Three Hearts. Yeah, there's a decision to be made. Perhaps you're being pulled in a couple different directions, like literally, do I stay or do I go? I don't think this is about relationship, though. There's an emotional element wrapped up with feeling a prisoner. I think it's tied up with work. I think it's tied up with finance, abundance in some way. You've gained some mastery over what's going on, but there's still a separation, some kind of change that needs to occur. Perhaps you are, again, kind of torn in a couple different directions. since it is in your advice, you could be being called to make that decision, you see. And probably follow your gut. It is an emotional card. It's a water energy card. Please give us another card of advice before we move on from Leo. Okay. It just popped. Oh, yeah. Okay. New skills, new knowledge is being asked of you to... I feel like I'm speaking backwards tonight. You ever had that sensation? Like everything you say is coming out backwards? Because this is about a new start, but it's about acquiring new skill and knowledge. And that's really going to be key here, perhaps, to making this decision and bringing about this change. Because this, is, again, is your advice. If you're not pursuing a new skill or knowledge, that's very easy to see how it applies to your career or work situation, right? Upping your game, going into a new field, being able to be promoted, whatever, however it applies to you. These are general readings, so it could really mean a lot of different things. But if you haven't taken the steps in this new direction, you are being encouraged to pursue something new there. Again, it is more a tangible thing about like some kind of specific skill or knowledge. It could be as simple as like perhaps you've been studying something and you just haven't spent a lot of energy on it. You know, you haven't put a whole lot of time to finish it quickly. Perhaps you're being invited to go full in with that. Full force ahead. Okay, we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't spend too much on each sign. That's the disadvantage of these shorter readings, but here we go. Sagittarius, you have the Two of Spades as the overall theme for March 2024. And we have the Three of Clubs. Ouch. Sagittarius could be dealing with some kind of separation here. It doesn't have to be romantic, although it could be a friendship. It could be a family member you're dissociating with. This is pretty permanent, and it's usually split between two people. In other words, it's not necessarily splitting off from like a situation, like a job situation. It's a particular person, but see, there's struggle and fight here. I do think it's more personal in relationship sense, because struggle and fight is a factor involved with this. But perhaps you're in the middle of literally like a divorce, a separation. More cards to clarify. Sagittarius and their challenges here for March 2024. Got two cards. You could be dealing with an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. That's the Queen of Spades. And you also have the Six of Hearts. This could be an air sign that's not in the relationship. This could be somebody that has some potential. Let me just back up there a little bit, because see, there's a lot of potential with the Six of Hearts to meet somebody new. Not necessarily in romantic sense, I'll tell you that. This is about meeting significant people, opportunities coming your way. Again, not necessarily right in your face at the moment, but they're on the horizon. But the Queen of Spades energy is about somebody keeping to themselves and being mysterious, and people don't trust them. Could be potential with an air... This is how I'm interpreting it. Potential with an air sign around you. And you're not recognizing it because they're keeping quiet. Well, that complicates things, right? Because if you've just like exited a relationship and you're still fighting with that person, you have this person who's keeping quiet that potentially could be a new significant relationship for you. That's... Okay. Okay, it is what it is. More cards, please, to give Sagittarius some advice in this situation. Now we have the Pentacles wrapped up, but there's some kind of independence involved. This is the entrepreneurship card, but not necessarily starting a business. You're putting some kind of energy and effort towards work, perhaps. Perhaps that's how you are distracting yourself. I'm hearing you're not focusing on your emotions. You're all focused on this. This is actually a good omen, though. It does indicate that this is going to pay off. But you got this struggle and this fight over here, and you got the potential for this relationship. But you're focused on work. Or maybe if you are like an entrepreneur in some sense, that's just kind of a side issue that's like you're trying to keep this going at the same time, but you kind of have this, I'm going to say it's a rough relationship patch you're going through, for sure. But there's a lot of potential there with the Six of Hearts. You have a complicated thing going on for you, Sagittarius. No doubt. No doubt. Let's go ahead and look at your advice. Oh! This is the Tower card. This is the Ace of Spades. It's also about the Tower. Something's crumbling down on a foundation that needs to be rebuilt. Now, this is your advice, so when I see that, it's asking you to let something go. Like something, perhaps around this Two of Spades. Let this relationship crumble. Because I think when we're still engaged in some way that we shouldn't be, that's not healthy, you see, we get the struggle and fight. Those threes are about going back and forth. They're about being pulled in two different directions. If you let the Tower fall, perhaps it would relieve that. I'm seeing that actually very clearly. I don't know what this means in the terms of the practical sense. What do you need to let fall? I think it's about just letting go. Letting this be what it is. Maybe you've been fighting for that relationship to survive and it really doesn't need to be. Anyway, more cards of advice for poor Saggy. Saggy's going through it. Saggy, you're not having a good month. Okay, we got two. Look, you got that Two of Spades again. Big emphasis on that. Big emphasis on a permanent rift. And again, that's permanency. There's not much potential there for reconciliation in any shape or form. You do have that Jack of Spades energy. Very similar to that Queen of Spades. Still, it's air sign energy. Doesn't mean it involves an air sign. The Jack of Spades, again, is someone you can't trust. Like they put on a face on the outside, but on the inside they have another motive. So it's not somebody you can trust. You can't trust whoever this is that you are splitting off from. Very strong energy to let that go. I hope you see that. Very strong energy. You can't trust them and you need to let it go. You need to let the Tower fall. You're hanging on to something in this situationship. Cards are saying you need to let it go. It's going to open up these potentials. These are new relationships, Saggy. And the hard work and effort you're putting into some kind of pinnacle or creating abundance for yourself is going to pay off. But there's strong independent energy with that. So I see you as a person. I'm talking to a Sagittarius who is very, very focused on their pinnacles at the moment. But they have all this stuff that needs to be let go of to get on with it. Yeah, if I was going to put a title on your reading, if this was a personal reading, I would call it just getting on with it. Letting the Tower go. Letting it fall. Recognizing there's no reconciliation. You got two of these. That's a big emphasis when you're doing cartomancy, okay? Big emphasis when the card comes out twice. Okay. That's it. That's what I got for you. I hope you would, I'm going to say enjoyed your reading, but I hope you got some wisdom out of it. I hope it enlightened you in some way, gave you some food for thought. If you liked the video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. That ensures that I survive on YouTube. YouTube is a very competitive place, and the more likes and subscribes you have, the better. It ensures that I'll keep going, and you'll keep finding this channel, and I will continue to thrive. Not that I'm thriving all that much, but I do enjoy being able to bring these readings to you. And as I always say, take care until I see you again.